Hello there, welcome to Cruising with the Stars. Now today I have a lovely young woman all the way from Scotland in the studio today. She's a super vocalist and a lovely lady. It's Janey Kirk. Good to have you with us today,
Hello,
Janie.
Debbie. Hi.
I was just saying how lovely your accent is. It's very, very trustworthy. The British prefer, evidently, a Scottish accent to anything else.
I have heard that. I do prefer the Edinburgh accent myself because I find that when I'm speaking to people out with Scotland, I have to pronounce my words a bit clearer and so they understand what I'm saying.
Well, it's a bit like Liverpool, because in Liverpool we speak so fast that we have to slow down as well, so I'm with you there. Now, what age did you start singing?
Well, actually, I've been singing since, I can't remember really, from 2, 3, but when I was 5, I used to go to school with my brother, and that didn't last very long because he used to leave me. And every day to school I used to sing, and all the way back I used to sing. And singing was always my thing, so that the local people, the neighbours and everybody put their windows up to hear me sing. And I got the reputation of being the little singer. So then the door started to knock, and my mum was getting asked if I could go and sing at the local old people's pensions, you know, the parties and stuff, and I started to go out then.
How lovely. Well, where did all this musical influence come from in the house?
Well, I've got 2 older brothers, Robert and James, and Robert's 5 years older than me and James is 8, so they were into very much the Rolling Stones. I remember Uriah Heep, the Beatles, and although I liked it, nothing ever, you know, when my mum and dad put on Connie Francis and Perry Como, that was the music that got to me. So I had a big choice to choose from. So,
and so it's your mum and dad that really brought your repertoire into play.
I think every vocalist has, you like what you hear, but I had there was loads of music happening in my house, and it was always the older music that attracted me.
And was it always from that point? Because I know, looking at your biog and your notes, from 6 you were being taken all over Fife to sing. Was it then a foregone conclusion that you would be a professional singer?
Well, again, it goes back to when I was at school. When I came out the school gates, I had a line of people, men and ladies, who used to give me money. It was threepenny bits and 10 bob bits to sing for them, and I knew there was something in, there was a profit to be made in the singing. And I never had to pay for my crisps and my juice at the shop. I just had to sing a song, you know. So I've always known that singing was a profession for me.
Yes, give me some lemonade. And a bag of salt and vinegar crisps.
That's me.
Lovely. Well, we're going to take a listen to your first song now. So this is Another Woman's Man. Here we go.
Victim of lust, your plan was to gain my trust. So you spoke the words that made me burn with desire. My instincts said wrong, he stood good to be a liar. You made me believe we would always be together. I was happy to believe I had a new lover, one I could see in my leisure time. But the next thing I knew, it ain't no fun to love another woman's man. You're left there standing, she raised her hand. You can be number one for the time, but you're the other woman and she's in his mind. It ain't no fun to love another woman's man. You're left there standing, she raised her hand. You can be number one for the time, but you're
was great, that. Dan is howling upstairs in the gallery down my ear. That was great, that.
Thank you, Debbie.
That was really a really good, bouncy song. Where did that come from?
Well, from the power of Facebook,
Yeah.
I met a guy called Carl Rucker,
Yeah.
and he's from LA, and somehow we got speaking, and he heard me singing on one of my clips on Facebook, and he said he was going to write me a song.
Yeah.
And actually, Carl Rucker was Nina Hagen's bass player in the 80s, and she's a very famous punk singer in Germany, so I was a bit dubious about what kind of song he was going to be writing for me. So when he wrote this and it came back to me, I loved it. So I listened to his version, we took it back to Scotland, and we got my own musicians together, and that was the result. So
it was really good, but I loved the VT with it.
Well, yeah, that's my very first one. That's my very first one that we tried.
So where did you cast the two women and the man from?
Well, PJ is actually a friend of mine, and I used to do extra work. I've done Taggart and I've done Rapsy Nesbitt, and you meet all these people, so it's just a case of building them up through, as time goes on.
Because the girl that we were both laughing at that came out last, and she just saw the man that she thinks is after it with another woman, and she went, get that look, she was super.
Well, she's actually on the main adverts. If you look for her, I think it's an insurance advert. She's quite famous.
Right, I thought I knew her face. Yeah, she was super, but it was a lovely little story, very, very well told. That was super. Has that ever got anywhere with iTunes or...?
I don't have it on iTunes, I don't think, because it's just a new song on my new CD, which I forgot to bring down.
Not to worry. What's your new CD called?
Don't Colour Me Blue.
Right. And what's it comprising? Is it cover versions, originals, a bit of each?
No, it's got some covers, but I do write my own songs.
Yeah.
And the Don't Colour Me Blue, I don't know if that's the next track that's up, but that was a song that was given to me by, Billie Joe Spears.
No.
Yeah, and I was brought up with her music also.
Yeah.
And she was my favourite of all the country vocalists. Yeah. And I toured with Billie Joe 2 years ago, and on the same bill was Philomena Begley and our very own Lena Martell.
Wow.
So it was fantastic for me to be touring with three huge stars.
Oh, not hard.
And on the tour bus, Billie Joe was handed a CD from some publishing company. Yeah. And there were 7 songs on the CD. She listened to the CD in the tour bus. Only one song stood out, and she said, "Janie, you got to record that song." And unfortunately, Billie Joe passed away that same year. So the song did really well for me in some local radio stations. And I've really got a lot to be thankful to Billie Joe Spears for giving me that song.
Well, we'll be taking a listen to that in the next little bit of the programme, but right now we're going to take a break. Hi there, welcome back. Today I'm chatting to a super country vocalist, Janey Kirk. At what point in your life did you decide that country music was the way forward?
Country music actually chose me. When I was starting to record, which was always using backing tracks, in those days it was a machine called the singing machine. Yeah. And it just so happens I naturally chose the older songs, which happened to be country. Yeah. And a very good friend of the family sent in a cassette to Sydney Devine, who was then filming Shindig or something like that. Yeah. And next thing I knew, I was having a meeting with him, and he had me at Lowestoft and Norfolk and Norwich. So I toured with Sydney Devine, and I knew from the audience's reaction to my singing that country was what I wanted to do. Yeah.
So you've always enjoyed it. Who's your favourite country singer?
Females is Billie Joe Spears and Emmylou Harris. Yeah. And I like Kenny Rogers, and I like all the nice voices.
Yes, the good voices. Well, we're going to hear your nice voice now. The song we were talking about in the first bit of the programme, Colour Me Blue. Don't Colour Me Blue. Yeah. Here it is.
The way that you hold me
the sound of your sigh, that faraway look I see in your eyes are saying goodbye. So leave with my blessing, I'll be just fine. And if ever you take a moment to paint a picture of me in your mind, don't color me blue with tears in my eyes, and don't picture me going out of my mind. I always knew my love couldn't hold a drifter like you. You have your dreams and rainbows to ride. Whatever I feel, I'll hold it inside. So paint me to be a sweet memory, but don't color me I came along when you were needing a friend, someone to love you and make you feel like a hero again. Now your heart has mended, you want to be free. Well, I have no regrets, but never forget if ever you think of me. Don't color me blue with tears in my eyes, and don't picture me going out of my mind. I always knew my love couldn't hold a drifter like you. I feel I've been blessed to know you at all, and I'll still be here if you stumble and fall. So paint me to be a sweet memory, but don't color me blue. Don't color me blue. So paint me to be a sweet memory, but don't color me blue.
Hey, he was getting stuck in there, wasn't he?
You're telling me I wasn't supposed to do that. But never mind.
That was a proper bit of tonsil hockey, that kiss, wasn't it? Oh, yeah.
Hope you're listening, PJ.
That was great. So who sort of decides what's going to go into the VTs, you know?
Well, me and my friend from Freedom Productions, called James Hood, we sit down, he gets a little storyboard and I tell him my idea, he puts in his idea. We amalgamate them both together and we come up with the music videos.
They're great. And so do you actually do those as a commercial venture, lots of music, you know, half a dozen, 10 music videos?
The plan is to at least have about 12, and then I'll have a music DVD to put out.
Yeah.
So just doing them at my own time, my own leisure.
It's super. Do you enjoy acting?
Yes, I was involved with acting. I've been on Taggart. I got a whole song on Taggart.
Yeah.
That was about 20 years ago, mind.
Right.
And I've been on numerous rap scene Nesbits, Take the High Roads, and I've done all that, but nothing huge.
Yeah.
Singing was always my forte, you know.
Yeah. Well, you were with a band called, was it the Highlights?
Highlight.
And you were only sort of early 20s, weren't you? Late
I was
teens?
20.
20. And how long were you in that band for?
It felt like forever.
Yeah.
But I loved every minute of it. Jill Swanson was the other female vocalist. We got on like she was just fab, you know.
Yeah.
And to be so young to put in the clubs and the circuit in those days, it was just such a great experience. And I think I learned more in those 2 years I think I was with them than any other time in my career.
You had a good time.
Oh yeah.
And you went on after that to come second in New Faces.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
But that was a heck of an experience.
Yes, it was. I was so nervous, and it was 1988, and the band played. And I chose "Where the Boys Are" because it's a song I'd been singing. I think since I was about 5, and I just loved it. So I still sing it. I still got asked to sing it, but the band played it very fast. I was very nervous, seeing all those hundreds and hundreds of heads and faces and. But we did it, and I was very lucky to come second.
Oh, so. Well, Janey Kirk, this is your life, and here's the clip. Wasn't that super? Does that seem nearly 20 years ago, or does it feel like yesterday?
It definitely feels like yesterday. I can remember how I felt. I can remember being told what they said to me to sit in the wings and wait for this and that happening, just like it happened yesterday.
Yeah. You came second, which for such a national show, and I mean it was so big in those days. New Faces, absolutely huge. Did it have much of an impact on your career?
It did, but maybe not for the better. When I got home and I was still all hyped up and everything, the phone started to ring, which was fantastic. Bookings came in from all different agencies that I'd never even heard of before. Yeah. But because I couldn't take all of them, my diary was really it was overflowing. Yeah. But because I knew a lot of singers at that time, I gave a lot of my business to other singers rather than just say no. So my phone bill was going up. I was filling in this and giving details to everybody, and lo and behold, a little agency evolved called Music Management, which I've had since then. Great. So I put more time into the business than I did actually focus on my career. Right. So in a way,
it was a bit of a double-edged sword, but at least you've got a good business there that as well. I mean, you've got decades left in you. You're only still quite young, but you've got that agency, which I think is always a very good other business to have.
Yes, and I always get the cream of the cake, of course.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with Jamie in just 2 minutes. Hi there, welcome back. Today I'm chatting to vocalist Janey Kirk. Your songwriting, when did that all start?
I didn't start to write songs until I was 40.
Right.
And the reason for why I was so content with being a support act for various stars, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to do anything, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
So I started to write songs, and one of my first songs wasn't the 53, no, it wasn't that one. But anyway, I wrote songs in the intent of making an album.
Yeah.
And if I knew then what I know now, I think I could have done a lot better, quicker.
Yeah.
But I didn't start till later.
Right. But I mean, you were singing with Joe Loss at the Blackpool Winter Gardens. You've sung with Vince Hill. You've worked with the Nolans as well. You've done very, very well indeed. Yeah. Do you enjoy writing songs? Do the songs just come to you in the middle of the night, or do you think, I'm going to write a song today about heartbreak and loss? Or what stimulates you to write a song?
Well, I think every single song that any writer writes, I think there has to be some element of truth in it somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to change the gender or change the a wee bit around to make it make sense. But every one of them's been different.
Right.
The one 53, which is doing pretty
well, we're going to
for
play
me.
that now.
Was that the next one?
So let's listen to it and then tell me how you came about writing that. Here she is, Janey Kirk, and 53.
I had a dream last night, and you two were in it.
Well, I woke up this morning with a young man in my bed. I thought that I was dreaming, then I realized instead that I had spent the night with him. My God, what have I done? I played for one night stand with someone younger than my son.
was great. That was, you don't get many of those funny songs, comedy songs, but good, you know, a really
That
good...
was written with tongue in cheek,
Yeah.
a bit close to the bone there, Debbie.
Oh, it was marvellous. So you wrote it?
Yes.
And who are the fellows that you're in bed with?
Well, Jings, that's Gregor. He's my... It's a long story, actually, that one. He's actually my step-grandson, and that's a long story.
All right, we'll tell it when the cameras aren't rolling. So he's your step-grandson?
Yes.
Very funny.
It was fantastic. Great fun making that one, yeah.
And who was the woman, the plump lady with the glasses who was looking over their heads like this?
She's a very good friend of mine, and she's a Weems worthy called Ray McNeil. And
she's a Weems what?
A Weems worthy.
A Weems worthy?
Yeah, that's what we call people that have been born and bred in the Weems, and that will probably be a Weems person until they die.
Where is the Weems?
East Weems. East Weems is right on the east coast of Fife.
Ah!
Yes, between Kirkcaldy and Leven. Just a wee dot on the map.
Right. She was funny. She had some fabulous faces she was pulling there. It was really good.
I'm going to have her in my next one as well, as a schoolgirl with the pigtails. And
so really, you are very, very talented. You're producing, you're writing music, you're singing music, and you're producing the DVD as well. And it's, I mean, just so funny. That was absolutely brilliant. Now we're going to play the next one now. It's called Big Boned Girl. I'm dreading to think what this is about, Janie.
This is nicer.
Is it?
Yes.
And did you write this?
No, this is a K.D. Lang cover.
Oh, right.
It's a song I've always liked. I just love this song.
Oh, I love K.D. Lang. She's brilliant.
Isn't she?
Okay, here she is, Big Bone Girl.
She was a big bone girl from southern Alberta. You just couldn't call her so. You can bet every Saturday night she'd be headed for the Legion Hall. Put her blue dress on as she curled her hair. Oh, she'd been waiting on weeks. And with a bounce in her step and a wiggle in her walk, she'd be swinging down the street. You can tell that she was ready by the look in her eye as she slipped in through the crowd. She walked with grace as she entered the place, and that big bone girl was proud. She was ready by the look in her eye as she slipped in through the crowd. She walked with grace as she entered the place, and that big bone girl was proud. Hey, hey, big bone girl, ain't no doubt she's a natural, shaking and a stinking and a breaking up across the floor. Hey, hey, the big bone girl, ain't no doubt she's a natural. She's yelling out for more. She was a big bone gal from southern Alberta. You just couldn't call her so. And you can't bet every Saturday night she'd be headed for the Legion Hall. She was ready by the look in her eye as she slipped in through the crowd. She walked with grace as she entered the place, and that big bone girl was proud. Hey, hey, the big bone gal, ain't no doubt she's a natural, shaking and a stinking and a breaking up across the floor. Hey, hey, the big bone gal, ain't no doubt she's a natural. She's yelling out for more. Hey, hey, the big bone girl, you know that she's a natural, shaking and a stinking and a breaking up across the floor. Hey, hey, the big bone girl, you know that she's a natural, reeling and a rocking and she's yelling out for more.
Oh, brilliant. It's funny. I mean, the songs are super and you sing them beautifully, but the humour that you inject into it with the videos.
I much prefer the funnier ones.
Yes.
I think people, if they're too serious all the time, it's a bit, well, it's a bit same old, you know, but I would like, my next one's going to be a bit funny as well.
Yeah.
I just prefer them, you know.
Oh, I do. It's super.
Yeah.
We've had the guys on from Black Lace here, and they do funny ones as well in Spain with casts of thousands.
It's more entertaining.
Really, really good. Anyway, listen, we are going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back with Janey Kirk and another song after this. Hi there, today I'm chatting to a lovely lady, cracking vocalist, very, very good producer of the videos that go with the, I'm giving my age away here saying the videos, the VTs that go with the songs, Janey Kirk. But first of all, just before I return to Janey, let me remind you about this. This is a cracking little brochure, Holiday and Cruise Channel's Guide to First Time Cruising. Now, if you'd like a copy, it tells you all the answers to all the questions that you'll ask if you've never been on a cruise before. Call us on 0871 423 4444. Whoa. Just throw everything all over the place. If you do it that way, the calls will cost you 10p a minute from a BT landline. Other networks, other mobiles, they'll vary. Or you can get it absolutely free by going on the internet, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. If you follow the link, we'll send you on absolutely free of charge. Janey, with the country singing, when you go out and you do your act, you know, when you're entertaining, do you always do a lot of country in your act?
Absolutely not. If I did that, I'd be hung, strung and quartered, Debbie.
Really?
For normal gigs, you know, the ones that your bread and butter, the ones where, I mean, you could be in the Flying Tumbler one week and the most prestigious event the next week, you know.
Yeah.
So for normal gigs where it's just a mixture of everybody, you're expected to, and I have to sing the Adeles, the Shania Twain, well, that's country, but you know, the colours and everything else that every other act has done the week before and the week before you. So it's just the ways to a means of an end. Yeah. But when the country gigs come in, that's when I come into my own. It's more, that's my career. Yeah. The other songs will never be my career. Yeah. So if there was a chance of really good recognition for country songs, well, in any other genre as well, would you still, because, you know, you get country music awards that you don't really hear of for normal middle-of-the-road songs. Yeah. Would you still choose country music if you could have got some awards for just the standards? If someone was to approach me and say to me they would guarantee fame and fortune, i.e. plenty of money with pop music, I would, obviously, because singing is my bread and butter, it's my livelihood. So it'd be crazy to say no. I would go and I would do what I had to do, and with all that money that I had, I would run back to the country scene and do it proper. Right. So I'd feel a traitor if I didn't stick to the country. But country is in your heart. Yes. It's what you love. I don't like the turgid country. I don't like the, you know, about, you know, the kind that... Yeah, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Well, I don't mind that. It's not something, that's a good song, but the kind of country where it's about your granny dying and then and then you're standing on her grave and it's like, oh, jinx, I don't like... There's a lot of country I hate. Yeah. So when I say I like country, I like my kind of country, if that makes any sense. No, it makes absolute sense. Yeah. What advice would you give to anyone watching at the moment and they're thinking of making a career in singing, and maybe in particular with country music? Well, if you believe in yourself, which has to be the biggest rule of them all, if you believe in yourself and you believe you can market yourself, the best thing you have to do, is record, and you don't use backing tracks. You have to get your... it doesn't have to be a band. You can find a good keyboard player, a fiddle, or whatever instrument you want to use and just start off with one song. Yeah. And you start recording, and when you finish your album, that album you send out to every person that's in the business. Yeah. You send it out, and you hope, and you sit, and you try and get a manager, which will probably be like a needle in a haystack. Yeah. Nobody manages you like yourself. Right. Unless somebody fantastic comes along, and you never say no. But you have to record, and unfortunately I didn't start to record until I was 40.
So you feel you left it not too late, but later than you should have.
I'm rushing things now because I have a daughter who's Carla. She's just turned 19,
Right.
and she's a lovely singer, and I can see myself, you know, I'm just doing what I can for myself right now, but I really want to give her all my experiences and bring her on and have her recording soon. And we've actually just recorded a song, an old song called Mother of Mine.
Oh!
Yeah, and it's for the Irish market, really.
There was a band called Our Kid.
What was there?
Yeah, as a mother of mine.
You gave to me
Our
all
Kid.
my life.
It was a little boy, and he had one of those little voices in Mother of Mine. It was a
Neil
really
Reid.
high.
Neil Reid.
Neil Reid.
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
Opportunity Knocks.
Hey.
Great song.
It's a good song. Right, listen, we're going to take a listen to your final song now. Here she is, Janey Kirk and Wild Mountain.
Oh, the summertime is coming, when the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, Laddie, will you go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain thyme, all around
there we go. That was a great version of that song.
Thank you, Debbie. That's my own version.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Now, you also, you've expanded now, not only singer and a producer and all of this, you've expanded into the world of TV presentation. What's the programme you... I know you do it occasionally, you do it part-time. What is it?
Well, that clip that we just saw there, The Wild Mountain Time, is actually one of Music Express TV are on channel 191 or Freesat 400, and very briefly, they're on Tuesdays, Wednesday evenings, I think Wednesday afternoons, Thursdays, Friday. They're on all the time.
Actually end up doing either a bit of singing or a bit of presenting. How do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the presenting?
I love working on Music Express. The whole channel, there's Hot Country, there's Film Mac. Music Express is the one that I've just finished working in the Pleasure Beach last night with Jimmy Buckley. It was superb.
Now, Jimmy Buckley, I know that name, but...
It's one of Ireland's
biggest... Is Irish, And you know Rosemary as well, don't you?
Oh, yeah, Rosemary, and she was on Music Express.
We love her.
Well.
She's been on this...
Isn't she lovely?
She's been on this programme, She's absolutely smashing. Well, I tell you what, it's been so nice to have you on. What... is there anything you haven't done yet that you would like to do?
I want to hit Ireland. I know Ireland's a wee bit in a recession, the same as everybody else right now.
But you'd like to get into
I'd
Ireland.
like to get into
I'm sure you will. Listen, it's been great to have Janie in today. So from Janey Kirk and myself, Deb, until next time, take care.